Okay, we are going to talk about actual example questions that you might ask during the interview process. And I want to tell you something. The questions you ask are just as important on many levels as the answers you give to the interviewer's question. It's real important that the questions you ask, you're not just asking those particular questions to impress the interviewer. It's also real important that the questions that you ask, you can get information where when you go away from this interview and you're maybe offered the job, you can make a really informed decision about whether you want this job or not. And so think about that as you're preparing your dozen questions to ask the interviewer. Some of the things that you might want to take into consideration, information about the person that you're going to be working for. Sometimes the person you're going to be working for is doing the interview, but many times they're not, especially in an initial interview. So that's really important information. How am I going to be able to get along with this person? What's their personality like? What do other people think and feel about them? Are they laid back? Are they, what are their pet peeves? It's totally okay to ask questions like that. What kind of future do I have with this company? Really important information, because in the world we live in today, you can't necessarily just jump from job to job to job to job. So, do I have a future, or is this a dead-end thing? Real important that you don't take a job that you don't necessarily want, no matter how desperate you are to have it, because you don't want to have to turn around and leave it in 3 months or 6 months because you can't stand it. If the person that is interviewing you is not the boss, just like I was talking about before, you might want to ask about that person's name and their title and what are their responsibilities within the company. Am I working for the president or the vice president, or my boss will be traveling all the time? How does that work? So ask questions where you can make an informed decision about whether you want to take this job or not when you get that offer.